This is off-road mission control. Notifying Central MCP. We have lost contact.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what's up, nigga?
My team, living this American dream.
No fucking games, nigga. Machine, bitch. Griselda. DJ Premier.
You don't know this.
Look. I don't beef on the internet, I approach you. I ain't shooting five with a nigga, I gotta smoke you. My dog said his box just landed, he got his load through. Drive-by music, this shit he can pop his toast to. His chopper smoking it out of Yoshu. My buzz by coast to, took the game over like I supposed to. I'm in position you cannot get close to. I got shot in my throat, still got 4 classics at my disposal. And the bitches admire my ways. I was wildin' inside of a cage, now I set fire to stage. Every verse recited as wave, and I ain't writing a page. Hardest nigga out till I lie in my grave. Cook the white up in the microwave. You at work trying to get holiday pay. I'm on the island for days, getting money like Big Meech 06. This Griselda DJ Primo shit,
Hey yo, Rich
motherfucker.
Lord, poor Lord, read the headlines. 04, me and Sheen Gun was back in dimes. Coke Spider had at least 100 in the line. Sell another brick and we copy twin fives. Hey yo, out in Daytona, Rolex Daytona. Fiend hit it once, fell out into a coma. Sean Elliott, Mac 10s out the Rover. Might shoot 32 times for the culture. Niggas back a boy, rock a lover boy. Undercover apron, turn the oven on. It only had 2 bodies, I put another on. We sold 1,000 bricks after summer gone. Drive in 45 with the potato light in the right hand. Die in first, the burgers flow on the high end. The prices won't drop unless you buy 10. Hopped out the Lamborghini, it's like Godfish. In my cell reminiscing when I used to time pitch. The rhyme sick, K in the Finch, ain't Wayne Trich. How you doing, fly golf, same shit, bigger back. Cocaine killing it with the dealer tag. Rich Lord, poor Lord, read the headlines. 04, me and Sheen Gun was back in dimes.
Yeah.
Coke Spider had at least 100 in the line. Sell another brick and we copy twin
I
fives.
skip town with the money, my bitch the accountant. You ever try to board a plane with a brick in your outfit? You know I work hands on, had to sit in them houses. Learn from real drug dealers, not from internet browsing. Who cook the food in the kitchen that they fill in their mouth with? They headed west like Dion when he split with the Falcons. Look at me and see a vision of Malcolm. Slightly grinning, but long as we keep winning, I can live with the outcome. Drake had Rihanna, Mike had Madonna. What else? But I drove a few bricks through the Carolinas. It's true that they underestimate you when you're modest, so I'm frontin' on them every chance I get, to be honest. Nigga ask about Griselda, they tell you that we the hottest. Flip wherever I can sell you, cause failure won't be an option. Yeah, I sold the block together like a seamstress. And I lived to rap about it on Supreme
Hey
shit.
yo, Rich
Let's go.
Lord, poor Lord, read the headlines. 04, me and Sheen Gun was back in dimes. Coke Spider had at least 100 in the line. Sell another brick and we copy twin fives.
The proper way to say it, but only if I can. The proper way to say it, but only if I can. The proper way, the proper way, the proper way, the proper way to say it, but only if I can.
Happy New Year and welcome back to Hardware News. Bit of a quiet month this time around, since all the brands got their releases out for Christmas. Starting off with mice, we have WL mouse with the Ying. We've heard a lot about this mouse already, but finally it's available. Or was available, because batch 1 of the Ying was only 310 copies, meaning it sold out instantly. Anyway, the carbon fiber OP1 clone comes in at 37 grams, uses their so-called 3950HS, a 3950 with firmware change, supports 8K polling, and just like their other releases, has 2 options for mouse 1 and mouse 2 switches. It is available at $180 with the 8K dongle included. Next, while we at aimmag don't really cover mouse mods, this is too big of a release to skip. We have the Serial Mouse Blade from Optimum Tech, and yes, there's a whole mouse there. Using a 3D printed shell, the mouse comes in at a claimed 19.7 gram weight with no side buttons. Unlike most of these custom mice that reuses a PCB from other retail mice, this uses a custom PCB from Funimouse themselves. Furthermore, Funimouse has also expressed interest in selling the PCB, which they call the Falcon module, as a standalone product for other models. The mouse, if you can call it that, comes in at a very steep $150, which has led to some controversy to say the least. Now, into the quickfire round. Pulsar teases an upcoming Crazy Light series, with an X2 coming in at an insane 34.6 grams. And, as usual, more refreshers from them as well, with the X2 and X2AB free. Same mouse, just a spec bump to use their proprietary XS1 sensor, both available at $100. And Game Gear's OP1W 4K finally available, for real this time. Not really big news, but too funny to not mention is mouse skins, with actual mouse skins, and your eyes aren't deceiving you. That really is a skin on the Superlight 2 sold at $500. WL Mouse next release was spotted as the Strider, looking very much like an XM2. Safe to assume a magnesium alloy shape with some holes on the side, and the same specs as the rest of the lineup. Endgame Gear really has gotten all their shapes cloned by WL Mouse at this point. Thought it was a teaser, but it's actually a release, thermal with the M3S Max. Nothing crazy, same shape with some spec bumps to 8K polling and the 3950 at 52 grams. Pricing is, as always with DymoShock, comparative at $80 with the dongle included. Deluxe with the M900 Mini, an ergo shape coming in at 40 grams. Like most of their releases, it has multiple versions ranging from a regular Pro to the Ultra. The top of the line Ultra features a 3950 Nordic MCU and support for 8K polling. From this extremely low resolution promotional material, we can also see that it is available at a claimed $40. And lastly, the Zalpen Set 2 Mini, with multiple versions starting with a 3395 at 1K polling to a 3950 with 8K polling. The mouse comes in at a suspiciously hefty 56 grams and prices range from $50 to $70. Now onto mousepads. We have found a mouse with a very questionable Horizon, a mousepad that is simultaneously a glass pad and a cloth pad. This is because it's cloth, Japanese cloth that is, wrapped around a slab of glass, meaning that you get all the downsides of a glass pad, but without the smoothness or the speed of one. Of course, disappointingly perhaps, Batch 1 instantly sold out, because of course they would. Next, we have Pulsar and Lethal Gaming Gear with the Hyperion. While this is framed as a collab, this feels a little more like LGG doing all the work in the group project. The pad is a faster cloth pad, faster than their Saturn, but slower than the Neptune. And just like the rest of the Pro lineup, it features a pour-on base with 3 hardness levels. Pulsar further claims that every material in the pad comes from Japan, because saying Japan is always better. Artisan's Key 83 now live. The new surface, sandwiched between the Osu and the Key End in terms of speed, Artisan claims that the pad features hexagonal patterns that make the glide in all directions smoother. Like all other Artisan releases, 4 sizes from small to XXL, with 3 hardness levels for each. Only black is available for now. And you guessed it, another month, another glass pad slop roundup. This month, we have the Minami from Konami. And wait, Pulsar might have just saved us. We have Pulsar extending their Pulsar by You surface into their Super Glide mousepads, meaning finally, custom glass pads from a big company. Pricing is still unknown at this point, we'll follow up when there's more information, and just when you think we're free from the AI slop, the announcement video was chock full of it. As for keyboards, there's really only one story worth talking about this month, and it's the Madline's Mad 60HE, a more than shameless clone of the wooden 60HE. From the case, to the strap, the keycaps, and even the indents on the back of the case. There's many versions of the board, featuring different switches and even a 65% version. That's not the point, however. Most people would ignore this release as some shameless clone if this wasn't available at an insane $40 on AliExpress, and that's just AliExpress. If we take a look around on Taobao, we can see that the cheapest version of this keyboard is available at, get this, $13. That is literally less than 10% of the price you would pay for the wooden 60HE. At a price this low, you would assume that corners are cut, and they somehow weren't. Other than the fact that the switches are unbranded, they have literally everything else you would expect, and then some. Rapid trigger, SOCD, web drivers, 8K polling, and even some quality features like foam padding and factory loop stabilizers. With such a blatant clone, reviewer Squashy Boy actually reached out to Wooding for some comments, and expectedly, Wooding has some harsh words to say about Mad Lions, claiming the product is unlikely to survive for longer than a year, and even speculates that the company is selling these keyboards as a loss leader, a business term meaning that these boards are sold below their production costs, in order to keep themselves afloat. Wooding claims to be uninterested in such competition. For some extra context, Mad Lions is also the same company behind ATK/VXE/VGN, and if you know anything about those sub-brands, it's that they aren't afraid to shamelessly copy other brands. However, even with such a blatant copy that will land them the freest lawsuit anywhere else in the world, they are dealing with a Chinese company. So Wooding also expresses disinterest in pursuing legal action. Quote, filing a lawsuit in China as a foreign company is difficult to win and it is extremely distracting, and that they prefer to spend our time and money on making our products even better. Seems like Mad Lions got away with this one. That being said, a clone this cheap is actually great news to a lot of gamers, especially those living in countries where the cost of importing products is absurdly high, such as Brazil, where it wouldn't cost as much as multiple months of their minimum wage. This keyboard further raises questions about the true cost of these Hall effect boards, with more competitive boards coming out at just around $100, and Mad Lions being able to sell them this cheap. If they're taking a loss, sure, the consumer benefits and they just take the loss, but what if they aren't taking a loss on this? How wide is that margin really in the industry? And that's all the news for December 2024. Welcome back to the record books. This month, we're going to do things a little differently. Because if you still haven't heard, Vote released Season 5 of their Kovacs Benches last month, with 18 advanced scenes in total. With that many new scenes to compete on, covering everything would take a little too much time, so we have picked our favorites from each of the categories. Starting off with Dynamic, we of course can't go anywhere without mentioning Maddie, with a 1361 on VT Pass to Advanced. At the time of writing, no one else even has a 1200. Next, with Static, we also have Maddie, with a 1670 on VT 1 War 2 Targets More Advanced, leading by 80 points. Then we got Linear, a new bench type for Season 5. With such a focus on reading targets, unsurprisingly, Maddie also dominates here, with a 1560 on VT Fortagon Advanced, with no scores in the 1400s. For smoothness, we have Illuminati with a 3905 on VT Snake Track. He has a 3972 submitted onto the leaderboards, but this is the one we have. Next, Reactive. At the time of writing, Maddie does have rank 1 on the new ground, but December scores only. So, we have Hisku with a 3687 on VT Ground Advanced. Another new bench type, this time on Control. Using Clover takes this one, but Maddie has been beat by just over 40 points on VT Control Sphere Advanced with a 4173. Into target switching, starting off with speed TS, we have Dark with a 1370 on VT Dart TS Advanced. Another classic category with Evasive TS, finding a world record fart from December was surprisingly difficult, so as a showcase, we have Dark with a 510 on Drift TS Advanced. To end things off, another new category with the ability TS. Similarly, for some reason, it's just extremely hard for us to secure farts for this category. So again, we have Dark with a 520 on VT Control TS Advanced. Can you guys at least upload something? It really can't be that hard. And that's all the world kits for December 2024. Links to all farts are in the description. Check them out.